Welcome to the Cards and Cartridges podcast. This is episode 3. I'm here with my man Koozie Retro Games, aka Chris, and I'm Ryan, aka OG Retro. Today we are talking about are trading cards in a bubble. Is the Pokemon boom here to stay? Is this something built to last, or is it a house of cards, so to speak? We're also going to be talking about how to find inventory for collecting and reselling, and apparently NFTs. What is that? Koozie, explain.
It is a non-fungible token.
Non-fungible token. I know nothing about it. I just know they exist and they're expensive and they're digital currency of some sort. Digital collecting card. I don't know.
It's like it's a digital collection.
A digital collection. Okay. We'll go into that in a second. And we're also going to finish it out. We have the viewer questions, but we're going to finish it out with a little game that I made up. And it's called Played, Beaten, or Passed. And this is a game to determine just exactly how many games Koozie has actually completed or played, or maybe just interested in, and myself. He can
right now I'm putting the over under on myself at like 2.5.
There we go. I was thinking about that too, and then we'll explain how it works towards the end when we play it.
I'm excited.
But he's gonna ask me, I'll ask him. It's gonna be cool. Let's get into the first topic. Koozie, why don't you take it away with whatever you want to start with?
Dude, I want to talk about these NFTs, and they're just absolutely booming. So an NFT is a non-fungible token, and I want to specifically talk about NBA Top Shot. You can find it at nbatopshot.com. So those of you out there who collect sports cards know that basketball sports cards are kind of like the king right now.
Right.
Everybody wants basketball. Basketball is the most expensive.
There's
it's
this
basketball,
cute old lady at my Walmart that asked for the prisms. Are those basketball or is that football?
Yep. Yeah. Prism is just like a brand of cards, like Tops. Okay. But they do have prism basketball.
Yeah, she likes the prism basketball. She's in the prisms. Yeah, the prisms.
Yeah, because they're expensive. I mean, you're looking at like, all right, NFTs. I go on for basketball cards all days. But all right, so an NFT is a non-fungible token. NBA Top Shot has become kind of like the basis for NFTs. Okay. Basically, you're buying a sports moment. So it's like a sports card, but you're buying like a highlight reel. So, for example, and there can be X number amount of these highlight reels, kind of like we talked about last podcast, where you could find like insert cards numbered out of 99, insert cards numbered out of 25. Obviously, the lower the number, the more expensive it's going to be. Right. So you can go on nbatopshot.com and you can filter from highest to lowest price. I didn't do the highest one, but this was a cool one. So you can look at a highlight such as LeBron James's windmill dunk from February 6th of 2020. There is one of those highlights out there. Ryan, what do you think that highlight is currently selling for?
Now, before I answer that question.
Yes.
Can I just go look this up on YouTube? Like this moment in time?
No, yeah. This moment is out there. It's on SportsCenter. It's on YouTube. It's on Twitter. But you're owning that moment. I'm kind of seeing it as like you're owning that like sports card moment. So you're owning like that highlight. It's really weird. It's hard to explain.
Is this like, cool? Like
you're literally buying like a 6-second clip. And it's LeBron James's windmill dunk from February 6th of 2020. And there's one of these. So
before there's so many questions to ask before I answer your question. How does one come into existence?
I'm not sure. So I'm new to learning about this. I'm just kind of spitting out what I know so far.
Sure. Yeah.
I would assume NBA Top Shot kind of puts out these, so you can buy packs. So you buy packs on their websites and you pull highlights from the pack, just like you would cards from a pack.
Dude, it sounds like gun camos from CS:GO.
Yes, something like that. So you're
knives pulling, and stuff.
Yes, exactly. So you're pulling highlights from packs, and obviously they determine like, oh, they're gonna make 14,000 of this highlight. It could be some random Lonzo Ball 3-pointer or whatever. But then when you get into the big names, the LeBron James windmill dunks, and they're only making one of them, what do you think something like that is selling for?
Okay, so because people are crazy, I know that. Because I know that, I'm gonna go with $20,000.
Wrong by a lot.
I'm under.
It's going for $213,000
Holy shit. Yeah, I was not gonna guess six figures.
for just some 6 second clip. And looking at something
Yeah,
else
no,
like
no.
like a
I'm gonna
James
save this
Harden, like a
stupid,
James Harden
but
step
maybe.
back three from November 22nd, 2019 is currently listed for 150K.
Didn't I see? But it's not just basketball, right? Like they're like I thought I saw like art pieces and shit.
Yes, yes, yes. So that's something I was looking into too, but I wanted to focus more on like basketball. I think that basketball is the only sport I've seen that they're doing so far, but you
Yeah,
can actually create your own NFT. I
dude, we
forget
got to
the
make them for the pod. We should have.
hmm I forget there's so and the big currency that people are using to buy these NFTs is Ethereum. So they're using
Oh,
crypto to buy these. So like there was a girl who literally just made an NFT of her eating like a pear and she listed it for like it was like $86 or 0.05 Ethereum or whatever, just
mm,
hoping somebody would buy it.
mhm.
You want to know what the most expensive NFT just sold for?
Well, you just said that LeBron was 213K, right?
Yeah,
So the most expensive one, I'm gonna say 2.3 million.
not that expensive, but I can see it going up there. So like the whole like neon cat like gif, like the cat that's like with the
Yeah, of
rainbows coming out of its butt
course,
and just going.
of
Sold
course.
for $560,000 or 300 Ethereum.
Okay. Uh, I don't understand this at all. I'm gonna be honest. I don't get it. I don't. What are you?
So okay, so you can go on NBATopShot.com
Mm,
and you can put in money into your account. So like I follow this YouTuber I watch his, but he goes by the name Humphrey Yang, and he's kind of
mm.
like just a financial guy on YouTube. He's cool. I learn a lot from him. So
Okay.
he put in, I think he said he put in 25K into his NBA Top Shot account, and he bought a Steph Curry moment. So some Steph Curry 3-pointer, and it's out of 211. So they made 211 of this highlight, and he
Okay.
bought it for 9K. However long ago, maybe 2 weeks ago, I'm not really sure, but they haven't been around that long.
Mm.
And he sold it, and at the time of when he published it today, it was worth 32K.
But okay, is it?
It's so confusing and weird. I know. You'd like go on. You're
How
in front
do
of your laptop.
you hold up though? How do you How do you like so other people can't view them if you own them?
I believe they can view them. So like the LeBron one, you can like go on NBATopShot.com and click and watch the clip, but you don't technically own it in your Top Shot wallet. The person
Right.
who does has posted it for that 213. They're hoping somebody buys it because they bought it for whatever 180 great grand or whatever. So
Right.
they're trying to profit off of it. So those are kind of like the top tier
But it
ones.
seems so arbitrary, you know what I mean?
100%. And then you look at like
Whereas
there's more
like
common ones where it's like Alonzo Ball 3-pointer on January 8th of 2021 is going for $46 right now, but there's 15,000 of those out there.
yeah. Yeah, I mean currency is arbitrary too. Like a dollar is makes no sense, you know? It's
Yeah, and like
essentially the same thing.
people are just I mean, just like in every market, you have big creators and influencers that can pump the market. So a big one that people see in the sports card and Pokemon card community is Gary Vee. And
Yeah.
Gary Vee's been huge on NFTs the past few days. I've seen his tweets all day. I've
Yeah,
seen him go
I was
live.
watching him.
I haven't actually watched any of the content, but he's been talking about it. Mark Cuban's been talking about it. Logan Paul, I love how everybody loves Logan Paul. He actually created 3,000 of his own NFTs and he sold 1,700 of them in the first day for $3.5 million total.
Oh, the dude, hate him or love him, he is making money.
Yes.
Wow.
It's a weird topic. If you guys got time, check out NBATopShot.com and it'll be a lot easier to kind of see what I'm talking about when you can actually view the clip and see how the pricing works out. But it's just like owning sports cards. It's a digital sports card highlight. That's
That is
how I'm seeing it. And
pretty interesting.
you are seeing other things. Like you could probably, I wonder if it'd get as crazy as you could like own like the Mona Lisa digital or
Right.
something like that.
Right. Like when
Like,
does that happen? When
and
do we see that?
imagine what something like that would go for.
That's when it hits millions, you know?
And people are liking this because it's like they're liking the digital versus physical aspect in some ways.
Right.
Artists are who they say they are. There's no question about who the artist or who like created it. Like LeBron James did that dunk, so you know it's
Right.
him. There's a record of who's owned it in the past, which is cool. And there's obviously the authenticity of it right then and there.
Okay. Now here's one more question. Why so as a photographer, as someone who has a, you know, most degree in photography,
Mhm.
why isn't it owned by the person that shot the film, shot the video?
So are you saying like NBC, if NBC
Yeah,
was
yeah,
the
like if NBC,
news
like
channel where
how did
where the
top
Lakers
is
game
it the
was?
same way they get rights to baseball card photos, I guess, probably?
I'm not 100% sure. I mean, I guess.
Yeah, we
I
gotta look.
wonder.
We gotta do a follow-up episode when we know more about
Okay,
this.
because I guess not, because you look at something where it's like if you listen to the radio and like say you're listening to like the Tigers game on the radio, whatever, they
Yeah,
say the little things like any copyrighted or reproduced material of this must be approved by the MLB, not by 97.1 the ticket who's actually doing the recording. So like the MLB owns that. So I guess the NBA technically owns LeBron James's dunk, but then they're partnered with NBA Top Shot and they're selling it.
it's very interesting. I would love to look into that more.
Definitely, it's a weird thing, and I know I need to learn more about it. And I'm wondering if it's going to be like, did you ever I don't know, did you hear about Project 2020 last year at all?
No, what was that?
Project 2020 was a baseball card thing where they brought in like 8 artists and they released a new like art, like a sports card, but it had like an artist rendition on it. And
Okay.
they released a new one of them every day, like Monday through Friday for the entire year of 2020. And they were booming, absolutely booming the first 2 months of 2020 or whatever. They would release these cards, they were $20 each, and they were selling for $170 right
Wow.
after they were released. But there wasn't a set number. However many people bought them was however many they printed.
Whoa.
So the market, I guess, determined how many were printed. So they were just going crazy, buying, reselling. The market was insane. And then I forget what
But it was
card it
just
was,
like
but this one card came out, and just this was like that's when the bubble popped.
right.
Like that, it finally hit, and everybody bought it. The print run was like $110,000, and from that point on, the market was dead.
Yeah. I mean, that's a perfect segue, honestly.
Yeah.
Going into talking about Pokemon cards right now. You know, is the Pokemon market, are we approaching a bubble here? With the announcements of reprints coming, the Pokemon Company came out and explicitly said that due to the shortage and the inability for some people to get cards, they're going to ramp up production to, try and combat that. And they have to an extent. And we're also seeing stores now putting limits on everything, and that looks like it might be helping. Um, but ultimately, what matters is, the reprints, and is the demand going to outweigh is the supply going to outweigh the demand? And will the trend continue, or is this just kind of inflated market just by people buying and reselling, and kind of it's just going to burst eventually when there's no demand for it? What
I
do you
definitely
think,
think
Chris?
so. I definitely think we're in a bubble.
Mhm.
But it's not going to be like a bubble like with Project 2020, like I just said, where it's just going to pop and then from there on out, everything's going to be worth nothing.
Right.
I think there's obviously Pokemon's a huge company and so much nostalgia around it. There's always going to be like money and value in it and people wanting to collect it. I definitely do think it will go down. Anytime people see the new sets, you even see it with sports cards, is people are chasing money. Like they
Mhm.
know they can get quick cash from reselling. And anytime you get a bunch of people chasing money and chasing the same thing, there's gonna be a downfall,
Mhm.
probably sooner than later.
Yeah, I guess I'm curious why it hasn't happened yet, if it's going to. Like we've been witnessing for the past months now since Champions Path came out, just like this constant like kind of like scalper mentality around a lot of the sets and like um
But I really think this only applies to modern. I think vintage will continue to go up.
oh yeah, I agree. That's true. That's true. But are they could be like separate bubbles, you know?
Yeah. I mean, I see it in sports cards too. Sports cards are the same way that scalper mentality. I think vintage will continue to go up because there's obviously a limited supply of vintage. And you look
Yeah.
back, I obviously wasn't born in the late 80s or the early 90s. So I didn't firsthand go through the junk wax era, but I've heard about it, learned about it, and obviously read about it being in sports cards myself. I've had the question with myself, are we entering another junk wax era? Is there going to be so much printed and so much supply that in the coming years that like this stuff's just not going to be worth much at if anything?
Yeah, and you know, you're not the first person to have suggested that. I've seen that idea tossed around on a couple Facebook groups and maybe Reddit too, where people are talking about the reprints and the print runs that we're seeing. Talking about yeah, like saying those words exactly is the junk wax era. And with with almost 4,000 PSA 10 Rainbow VMAX
Insane.
Charizards, you gotta it like that card's not going to be that rare in years to come because the set will just get open more.
Yeah.
Um,
Do you know off the top of your head like how many? I guess Hidden Fates has been produced more too, so I wouldn't want to take that as an example. Say like the Charizard from Unbroken Bonds. Do you know maybe how many of those are out there? Isn't there only like 600 or something like that?
the Reshiram, I think that's a Reshiram and Charizard. I graded one of those. Let me look
Some
at
or maybe like a Charizard from a set like before Hidden Fates. Just kind of seeing
Charizard
like what
before. Yeah,
just kind of like what the difference is of the PSA 10s from that kind of before this whole boom took off versus say the Rainbow Charizard where there's already 4,000 PSA 10s.
that's a
And I mean,
good
there's just going to be
call.
more. I mean, my thing too is a lot of people
This
now are
is getting
buying
slow.
these boxes and holding them and hoping that they'll go up in the future. But that's what people did back in the 90s too.
I was gonna bring that up too.
That's why you see like complete sets and boxes and hobby boxes and stuff like that from the late 80s and 90s aren't really worth much because everybody had the same mentality to buy the boxes and hold them for future purposes.
Right. Yeah. The complete set boxes. I even have complete set baseball cards from the junk wax era.
Mm-hmm.
Like because I was a huge baseball card collector, and uh, that was like one of the cheapest things I could buy was like old complete sets from the 80s or 90s, whenever that era was. And yeah, but I thought it was really cool because it was like a complete set of baseball cards, and I didn't know
It's
anything.
awesome. Like as a kid, and you would think a complete set would be worth something, but
Right.
there are reasons why like the complete sets aren't really worth anything. But it's just I think everybody's the same mentality, just buy and hold and wait. They're using it as an investment.
Yeah, I mean, I'm guilty of it, or
So am I.
you know, like I have, gosh, a lot of sealed product that I consider like I'm not touching. Like, but you look at like the Evolutions booster box. I bought that at what I thought was an outrageous price at
I
like
think you
200 or
I think
something.
I think you talked to me about it when you bought. Didn't you buy two?
Yeah, I had two, and I opened one on stream with with other people, and it was a lot of fun. We didn't pull a Charizard from that box. Fun
Would you
fact.
pay like four something for both?
Yeah, and now that box is on those boxes on eBay are selling for $1,000 plus.
Dude, the ETB that I have is selling for 250.
It's insane. That's an ETB I still need to get is the the XY Evo
But I
Ichigo.
think you're also doing it from like a collector standpoint. Like
100%. This
you're
is
not. It's not 100% an investment for you. If they go up in the future and you can make some money from it, it would be nice.
right.
But it's
Most of
also
this product is because I really think it's really dope.
it's
There's
awesome. It displays
yeah,
nice. It's a collection piece. It's a
yeah,
piece of history. It's awesome.
yeah. Right. Yeah. Exactly. I'm not the Pokemon stuff I'm definitely not doing. While it is like an investment in some sense, it's more a really cool collection that I happen to enjoy and also just happens to appreciate and value, which is cool.
But I guess to get back to the overall question
Yeah.
of this topic, I do think we are in a bubble. It will be interesting to see when it's not if it pops, but when it pops. But I mean, you keep having people like Logan Paul doing these box breaks or
Mhm.
Gary Vee talking about sports cards and Pokemon cards. As you have, and Katy Perry coming into it, Post Malone doing a concert for the Pokemon 25th anniversary. As you keep having these big influencers and producers coming in and creating content around it, I don't think it's going to pop. It's just going to keep getting bigger and bigger.
Yeah. That's true. That's the thing. It could just keep getting bigger and bigger. And honestly, there's been like maybe a couple of years, a handful of years, maybe a handful, probably closer to a couple of years since Pokemon's release in like 96, when that
Mm-hmm.
IP came out, that the hobby or the hype around it kind of died or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
And now since we saw, Pokemon Go come out in 2014, since that happened, uh or 2016, one of those years, the hype hasn't died at all. And like I think it's an exponential curve right now. Pokemon's looking like.
I think you can see it more in sports cards. For example, in Pokemon cards, you chase the Charizard. That's kind of like your Holy Grail card, and I don't see those really going down too much.
But
Like I feel like
I also don't think you have to also look at it from like people who aren't just doing that, because I think plenty of people are not just doing that.
yeah, but I was gonna take it from more of like a monetary standpoint.
Okay.
Like
Yeah, yeah.
like when you grade a Charizard, that's kind of like the top tier card, and I feel like there's a big fall off in monetary value between Charizard and the next kind of popular card in the set when you grade it.
Decently, yeah.
But when you look at something like sports cards, I feel like I'm not sure if this really comes into a bubble, but
Mhm.
people will be chasing something like they're chasing, like everybody's collecting Luis Robert. Everyone's huge on Luis Robert. Stack your Luis Roberts, get him, buy his autos, buy his patches, grade him, everything. Then Luis Robert has a crappy season and everybody sells his cards and they go to $3 a piece.
Right.
So
Yeah, that can't
I
happen
guess I
really
don't
with
think that
Pokemon.
that plays into like the bubble effect, but it
Yeah.
kind of goes along with that.
No, it's a good point because I mean, yeah, Charizard's not getting any less popular. Pikachu's sure as hell not getting any less popular.
Charizard, my favorite saying, yeah, Charizard can't tear an ACL.
Yeah, exactly. So,
LeBron, and man, LeBron sees it go, but like some like rookie that everybody's chasing, they're hoping John Moran tears his ACL, his card's gonna go down.
yeah. No, I've also said this before, like the rare cards are going to continue to stay rare. Like we'll probably see a huge spike in base unlimited hollows graded in like 3-4 months now when the bulk PSA subs finally come back from
Oh
COVID.
yeah,
You're gonna see the quote unquote rare stuff, the base unlimited stuff, which seems pretty cool, which is gorgeous, not taking anything away from it. It's just that was one of the most printed sets of all time.
yeah.
There are a lot of those cards out
It's a really good point what you said, the bulk subs. I know I've got vintage stuff and a bulk sub from last August that I'm
there.
expecting back to this August. So you're
Yeah,
looking back a little bit later in this year, everything's going to come in at one time and it's just going to flood the
exactly.
market.
The market is going to be wild. Now, that's going to be
That's when you buy if you're looking to
exactly.
invest,
Yeah,
or if
if you
that's when you buy
want
if you're looking to collect the stuff.
right, if exactly. If you're looking to collect and you didn't get a good deal before and you have been kind of sleeping on stuff and it's not time sensitive, I mean, 3-4 months when those bulk PSA subs come back and you're trying to complete that unlimited binder set or the unlimited or an unlimited PSA collection, I think you'll be able to do it for a reasonable price. Like I don't think it's going to be crazy. But to my other point, stuff that is rare is only going to go up like gnarlier in price. Like
Gary Vee said it yesterday. He thinks the base set first edition Shadowless Charizard is $1 million card.
Yeah, and I don't doubt that. I don't doubt that in the slightest.
No.
And my favorite set, I've talked about it before, I think maybe not on the podcast, but the Legendary Collection. Like, so many people have slept on that back when it came out. But like, if you look at the prices now, like,
yeah,
people aren't going to sleep on that. And it's just that set was actually rare, one print run, but the best artwork from every other set. It can't not be
1,000%.
Like, and so stuff like that is going to continue to go up. But yeah, the bubble, I think there are many different bubbles that exist, and I think something like a base set or base unlimited bubble is a thing.
But I mean, that's just how markets and supply and demand works. Nothing goes up forever.
Yeah.
It goes up and down and up and down, up and down. But look at us. Look at us transitioning. This is a perfect transition, talking about kind of the bulk subs coming back to our next one of how do you guys find inventory for your collection and or to resell?
Right.
I mean, this can work for games or cards. So I guess, Ryan, what are some of your favorite things to do when you're trying to find inventory?
This is a cool question because I know we both kind of have different styles.
Yes.
And I actually respect the hell out of Kuzi's style, and I'm sure you guys are going to be interested in it. But I probably take the more traditional approach when I'm going. So it depends. So we'll talk about it for just finding pure inventory standpoint. You check the usual avenues of stuff. I'm a buy in bulk type of person. I think that's where we're very similar. We like to buy in bulk, so your total cost per unit, let's say, is going down.
Yep.
That total cost per item in
economies of scale.
Yeah, economies of scale. And I failed economics 3 times in college. I will not lie to you guys. That's a true fact. But I finally did pass it with a D+. And that professor really took pity on me. Shout out. I don't even remember his name, but he was from, he was the father of a band player in one of my favorite bands. So he was a cool dude.
That's awesome.
But anyways, where was I? Okay,
buying in bulk.
Yeah, buying in bulk. Economies of scale. You wanna get. We like to get that unit price down, and so that's what I'm trying to do. So I'm going in the usual avenues for that. For me, my usual avenues might be different than some others. Excuse me. I'm a big fan of eBay, and people might tend to sleep on eBay because
I do.
It's a little bit. You got to use that watch list. I'll say that you got to use the watch list on eBay because the good deals you're gonna get aren't usually from like a buy it now offer.
And use your watch list to your full advantage. I think eBay allows you to watch 400 items.
Oh, you can watch. I have oh my God, it's ridiculous. I have a lot on my watch list.
I have 0.
Not good. But here's what I'll say about that is eBay is good because it attracts all types of sellers. Like, there are so many more sellers on eBay than there are on like Mercari or Facebook or anything.
Yes, eBay. Sellers, but not buyers. Real quick, I saw this stat and I wanted to talk about it.
Yeah, maybe I'm talking out of my ass.
No, you're good. I trust you with kind of your sellers, but from a buying standpoint, eBay has an active user count of 167 million.
Right.
Okay. There is currently 2.8 billion active Facebook accounts. Now, keep in mind, not all those Facebook accounts use Facebook Marketplace.
Yeah.
But still.
And I understand that, but people go to eBay to buy and sell. People don't all go to Facebook to buy and
Yes.
sell.
Yes.
I'd love to know what that percentage of people that do, but also a lot of people on Facebook are just looking for local marketplace listings. Next point, eBay. Back to eBay. You can find, and people don't always, here's a quick tip. People don't always list stuff correctly. I found that a lot on eBay where I will get really good deals because people don't know what they have. I mean, that goes for everything and pretty much everything we're talking about here. But the people don't know what they have thing. Like, and on eBay, that tends to happen a decent amount of times. In terms of like lots, you're not going to find that with single items because it's pretty easy to see what, when you list something on eBay, it says like trending price.
Yeah, and like not everybody's a video game seller on eBay, so they could be specifically a clothing seller, but then say they find a lot at a garage sale and they just throw it up and they really don't know what they have.
Yep. So eBay's good, and it's also good because you can make offers, which if you use to your advantage, some people might say it's a little scummy to throw out a lowball offer, but I have gotten some of the best items in my collection from crazy lowball offers. I think I got a CIB crystal for like 120. Like
Dude,
just
I like the worst they can say is no.
yeah, exactly. On eBay, it doesn't hurt to ask. Face to face, it could be a little awkward.
Yeah,
Still do it. That
definitely.
brings me to the next one, Facebook Marketplace.
My favorite place to hunt. One of.
Facebook Marketplace is huge. I found my most obscure items in my collection through Facebook Marketplace because I live in the rural country kind of thing, and like there's some people in the boonies who just have stuff that you would never expect. We'll do a whole episode on shit we found on Facebook Marketplace. I think that
Oh,
would be a
awesome.
great episode of just
Awesome.
doing a stories from Marketplace episode because I have some good ones.
I'm so down.
But yeah, Facebook Marketplace, you should be checking local listings, every day, broad search terms. That's the
And the
thing.
biggest thing with this is consistency. You can't
100%.
check Facebook Marketplace once every 3 days and expect to find a Super Nintendo lot for $20. You
100%.
have to check 15 times a day. Just
Mhm.
while you're sitting there on the couch watching TV, you're going to the
Refresh, baby,
bathroom,
refresh.
you're anything. It takes 30 seconds to scroll through the new listings on Facebook Marketplace.
And I mean, just being this thought just popped into my head because today's Thursday. There was a period in time a couple months ago or this
I thought
month.
you were gonna say come to our claim sales and buy stuff.
No, we'll get there. But no, how I figured out when my Walmart restocked Pokemon cards was just being consistent. Like literally going every day and narrowing it down and then finally seeing it while it was happening and then confirming that that's when it happened every day. So that the being consistent is with everything. If you're looking for those Facebook Marketplace deals, that's the only way you're going to find them is being consistent and same with Mercari. Like sometimes sniping stuff on Mercari, that's an app where I'll snipe stuff. Like Mercari's an app where other people are doing the same shit like me, like you. A good deal on Mercari will go in seconds. So you have to be, I do just sit there and refresh sometimes, and I've gotten some incredible deals by.
If you ever want pain, like search Nintendo on Mercari
And look at
click sold.
Oh
and
yeah.
just look.
Yeah, it's tough. But that it'll just show you like what's possible, what kind of deals you can get using that app. I think it's a good one. So we said eBay, Facebook Marketplace, Mercari. I use rarely I'll use Craigslist. I'll go on Craigslist and just see what kind of ads are out there. I found really good Nintendo Power stuff through Craigslist. I found Pokemon cards through Craigslist before. So it's just another way to like diversify your searching. And that's like my overarching theme of my portion of this is like diversify where and how you're looking. And I know we're talking about I was talking about it mostly from like a collecting standpoint, but the why I buy in bulk is so you can resell your doubles and make your money back, and therefore you're building your collection for essentially free, which is
I
pretty
have a fairly, just like on that, everything you said, you hit the nail on the head. The biggest thing is diversify where you search and be consistent.
right.
And like you said, buy in bulk. I have a fairly large collection. I have over 1,000 games, and my collections cost me zero. I've profited thousands off of it just by selling what I don't need and keeping what I want. It's the
Yep.
best thing you can do.
And it's totally possible. Like if and buying and selling through Instagram, I think, is a great way. Like
100%.
I've gotten a lot of great deals on Instagram, and I've given a lot of great deals on Instagram. So I think
I personally like Instagram more than eBay. I used to sell strictly on eBay, but then I moved over to Instagram about 3.5, 4 years ago, and I just love the personal contact
exactly.
with it.
It's
When
a
you sell
community.
something to somebody on Instagram, they then post about it and tag you, and they say
Right.
thank you. When you sell on eBay, it basically just goes off into a void, and you never hear
It's
from the
gone.
person again.
Yeah. No, there's
And
definitely a community involved. So
it makes it that much more fun and enjoyable, and kind of keeps you entertained and into it. If you're just selling on eBay and you're just a one-man show where you're just kind of posting and selling and posting and selling, it can get tedious and you could lose like the fun in it or whatever.
yeah.
But the community around Instagram is a great thing. And I know you kind of live more in the rural area. I live in the suburbs or whatever. So garage sales are my go-to.
Yeah. When I was in Jersey, that's what I would do too a bit.
Now it sucks like where we are from, like the Midwest area. It's hard to, we can only garage sales certain months of the year. We don't live in like Florida or Cali where there's garage sales year round, but you got to make the most of it. The biggest thing I like is those community sales. Find community sales, find town sales, find sub sales. And that's when you can hit those 30 garage sales in an hour. It's a lot harder to go hit this garage sale here, drive 2 miles to that garage sale, drive 4 miles to that garage sale. You're just wasting time and energy. I love garage sales. You have to get there early. If the sale starts at 8, I'm there at 7, just driving around the sub. And every garage I see open, as they're bringing out the tables, I'm that guy that's in your driveway as you're bringing out the tables, ask every single garage sale, do you have video games? I walk up to every sale. I look around, see if I can find anything. And I go, hey, by any chance, do you guys have any video games? I'm looking for NES, Super Nintendo, GameCube, Game Boy, Wii, DS, and just start listing stuff. Because all it takes is you to say PS1, and they're like, oh yeah, I do have a PS1 in the basement. You just got to hit that chord in their head for them to bring out the stuff. I love garage sales, and that's where you find the cheapest stuff too. People have garage sales just to get crap out of their house.
Yep. Yeah, and garage. Sorry, continue.
No, let's just say like garage sales are my favorite avenue.
Were you going to talk at all about your cold calling method?
No, that's a secret in the shirt pocket.
Personal secret. That's fine.
It's a personal secret. We're gonna keep that one.
You do have to keep some of the trade secrets close to the chest because this is business, boys.
But another one I do too is I'll like the Switch is the kind of the newest, hottest console still. I'll go buy a Switch Lite at Target for $200. I'll post it on Facebook Marketplace for trade, and I try to double up. People love to trade their old systems that are just sitting around, their GameCube and Wii U's are collecting dust. Why not trade it for a brand new system? So I like to get $350 to $400 in trade value back for my $200 investment on a Switch Lite. That's how you can find stuff for your collection and to resell.
Exactly.
And I've probably done 4 or 5 of those.
Nice. And I did try that, but I only got shitty offers. So your results may vary.
Yeah, and you're gonna have a lot of shitty offers. You probably have to filter through 100 messages of crap before you find a good one.
Right.
But just keep asking. Another thing too, I mean, just like Instagram and the whole community thing, Facebook groups. Join your Facebook groups. There's plenty of them out there. There's countless Facebook groups. Join them. People are buying, selling, and trading all the time. And also Discord. I'm in 2 retro gaming Discords. If you guys want the links to them, feel free to shoot me a DM on Instagram and I'll send you the invites. But we allow buy, sell, trade in both. And there's even like an in search of section where you can post, hey, I'm in search of Mario 64 complete in box. And if somebody has it for sale, they're going to hit you up. So I think that's a great place. And another big one that I found is don't be afraid to tell people what you do. Even if you're strictly a reseller, tell your friends and family, hey, I resell on eBay. Instead of taking your stuff to the Salvation Army, text me before. Say, hey, I'm about to take this stuff to the Salvation Army. Do you want any of it? They're just giving it to the Salvation Army for free. Why not give it to you for free and you can make some money off of it? Or post on your personal Facebook saying, hey, I'm looking for video games and Pokemon cards and list something. And your third grade neighbor might hit you up and say, hey, dude, I've got all my Pokemon cards when I was a kid. Come buy them off me.
100%. I've gotten a lot of good pickups from friends and stuff that just know what I do, know what I, exactly what you just said. Like I've like gone to like hang out with homies before, and like someone's just pulled out like Game Boys and been like, yo, like I had no
Yeah,
idea he was even bringing it. I was just like, he was like, yo, like can you do anything with this? I was like, yeah, like I'll buy this from you. And
exactly.
he was happy to get rid of it. And like he didn't think he was gonna get paid as much as he did, and I got him for a good deal. So like everyone is happy. So definitely tell your friends what you do. They're good. Obviously, they're good people if they're your friends. So
100%. And
so
don't,
yeah,
and also, I'll lowball the hell out of an old grandma at a garage sale.
right.
Hate it or you love it, that's what I'm gonna do. I'm not gonna lowball my friends. I'm not
Yeah,
gonna lowball my friends and family though. They usually try to offer if it's like my aunt hit me up or something like that. My aunt's like, oh, I got your cousin's old Super Nintendo in the basement. I like to give them around 50% of value.
yeah,
That's usually my sweet point. They're happy with it because to them it's just junk sitting in the basement. They're getting some cash and I'm getting some stuff I want.
yeah. I'd say about the same. It's about right. You wanna hit your last top? Do you have one more last topic?
No, we talked about NFTs and we talked about the inventory.
Amazing. So we got the game left then.
You want to do the viewer question first?
But yeah, let's hit the viewer question.
Cool. This week's question comes from A Coolier 25 here on Instagram, and he asks, "What do you guys use for refurbishing games, i.e., removing Sharpie or fixing boxes, things like that?"
There's a couple of tricks to the trade here, and I'm not even gonna say I know them all.
No, I'm learning every day.
But my go-to, like what you need in your kit, right? You need that 91, if it the very least, you need 91% isopropyl alcohol.
You can find that anywhere. You can find that at CVS.
There was a shortage during the start of the pandemic, but now it should be good. You get that isopropyl, you get some Q-tips, you get some cotton swabs, maybe a paper towel or two, and you go to work. Your game has a little, like smudgy stuff, or like you got some gunk, you got
Seen
some
the pins?
dust, pins. That's what that definitely use the isopropyl on the pins. So for instance, today, we're having our, shameless plug, live claim sale every Thursday, 8 p.m. Eastern time at twitch.tv/OG Retro. Go check it out. But I had to clean games beforehand. So I had this one Majora's Mask, awesome Zelda game.
Mm-hmm.
But it looked like it was in a swamp and a fire. Swamp and a fire. For swamp first, then fire. And so we had to, you got it. I probably dunked it in isopropyl. You got to be careful, because you got to be careful about the labels and stuff. Because some labels I've realized are
Or
very,
really inky, especially
very
Nintendo 64 labels are really inky, but it won't
exactly.
hurt the pins.
No, won't hurt the pins. And some labels are like Super Nintendo labels. I've had fine luck just ISO in the whole cart pretty much.
Even if you don't want to use ISO on the whole card, just use a Lysol wipe.
Yeah. And you can get pretty much anything off with that. In terms of Sharpie, really good trick I found out. If you Sharpie over something and then ISO it, it helps get it off.
I haven't done that. So for my go-to for Sharpie, it's just a magic eraser.
I heard Magic Eraser kind of grits up the cartridge though.
If the cartridge has a little bit of a texture to it and you do it really hard and over again, it may remove some of the texture. But honestly, I haven't had any problems with it or anybody complain or even myself complain on personal games.
Yeah.
So my go-to is just a magic eraser. And I also got like 3,000 of them freshman year for free. So I've just been going through those.
Now you say 3,000. Is that true? Like how
Yeah,
many did
like
you
I got
actually
a
get?
large, like a Home Depot large size box of magic erasers for
Wow.
free.
Why?
Where I worked at was throwing them out, and I was like, I'll take those.
It's come up.
Yeah. So I've been going through magic rays for like 4 years now, and I still have some left.
That's
I was
wild.
selling them at one point. I was filling them. I was filling a
Of
priority
course you
mail
were.
padded flat rate envelope
Of course
and
you
just
were.
like stuffing as many as I could in for like 18
Of
bucks shipped.
course you were. It just makes sense, dude.
Another thing you need is get yourself an order of game bits off eBay. You need a 3 point.
Oh,
I believe
true.
it's 3.5 and
Even
3.9 or
better,
something like
bro.
that.
Can I tell you, get the iFixit, get the, we're not sponsored by them yet, but maybe one day. The iFixit toolkit, it's like, I don't know, $35 maybe a little bit more. But I mean, you're looking at it on my screen right now.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Oh wow.
But it's got everything. They're super strong drill bit or bits. And I mean, I can open every console with this. And
Mhm.
like everything inside, like just anything.
Great. Yeah, pick yourself up one of those, take stuff apart, clean it, fix the sticky button.
Yeah.
Pretty easy. Um, yeah, the biggest things you need are those game bits and rubbing alcohol. I haven't fixed many boxes. I know you can like iron out cardboard boxes, but I haven't attempted that yet. I just find if you have a box that's got a couple creases in it or it's kind of lopsided, throw it in a box protector. Just throwing it in a box protector makes it look that
Yeah,
much
anything
better.
to get the shape back is gonna be good. You can definitely, like, if you have a local comic shop near you or a comic store near you, you can get manuals and stuff pressed out, like Kuzi was saying. They could probably do boxes too, but anything manuals, they can press that out, get creases out of,
Hmm.
which is pretty cool. In terms of refurbishing, and then also one more tip slash trick: if you have stuff like controllers, just take out the electronics, dump them in a bath of soap.
Yep.
Like just fill up the sink with water, stop it, then put soap in, fill it up, dump in the controllers, just let them soak. The buttons, the pads, everything, throw them in a bowl and just let them soak. Uh, they'll come out real nice.
Definitely. I mean, it's not there's not too many crazy things you have to do to get stuff clean. I mean, it's pretty simple.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
if you ever don't know how to fix anything too, there's a million YouTube videos out there.
Yeah, we can go over that in a future episode, like actually fixing games, because that's like
Mhm.
kind of a whole other topic. And I do know a couple of things on it, and I've had some good success in the past, so I
Mhm.
can talk on it. So maybe we'll talk about that in a future episode. But yeah, I think that pretty much covers refurbishing and cleaning.
Definitely. Hey, clear. Thank you for that question.
Thanks for the viewer question, brother. Let's get into this game, okay?
Oh gosh,
So
I'm
I've
ready to
come up
embarrass
I've
myself.
come up with a game. It's called Played, Beaten, or Passed, okay?
What does past mean?
Pass is like you passed on it,
Okay.
or they're never gonna play it. So the idea of the game, right, is I'm gonna say a game or you're gonna say a game. For instance, like Pokemon Red.
Okay.
And you're gonna respond with yes, I've played it, and the story
Mhm.
behind you playing it. Uh you've beaten it, meaning this is like a game that you actually love,
Yes.
and you have some, you're good at
Yeah,
it, whatever.
you've
You're
beaten the
beating
game.
it. I don't know why I explained that. Or or just completely pass. Like pass, never gonna play it, no
Not my
interest,
type of
don't know
game.
what it is, anything like that.
So are we kind of like going back and forth
We'll
like a
go
pinball
back and
effect?
forth. You can name any game you want. We'll do like 5 or 6, maybe, depending on how long the stories are.
Cool. Start us off.
I'm gonna go first, dude. Played, beaten, or passed Super Mario World,
On the Super Nintendo?
Super Nintendo.
Played, but I've played more on the Game Boy Advance.
I knew you were gonna say that,
Yes.
and that's just because you're a younger guy,
Yes.
and
So
I think that'd be the
22.
same for me too.
But even like I didn't grow up with a Super Nintendo, so
Right.
yeah. So played on the Game Boy. The
But you
Game Boy
never beat it.
was my system growing up. I don't think I might have beaten it as a kid.
Right.
And I don't know if I've ever actually made I might have beaten it as a kid. I think I did,
But that's
but I
good to
couldn't say
know.
it confidently. But it's still one of my games I played to this day. When I go to Cedar Point, which is
Mhm.
down in Ohio, south of me, I like to take a Game Boy SP and that game with me because I'd rather
Okay.
just play that than standing in line on my
Oh
phone for
yeah.
2 hours.
Hey, dude, you just gained some credit back with the
Started
community.
off strong.
I'm
Let's
not gonna lie,
go.
I got a lot of messages
So
uh
did I.
saying that you should be canceled for your lack of. So that was good. You got some brownie points back. Now hit me with one. What do you got?
Ooh. We're gonna go with Hit and Run on the PS2.
Simpsons?
Simpsons Hit and Run on the PS2.
Okay, so I've definitely played this game. Uh my friend, dude, and a lot of my gaming stories, I don't know why, but revolve around this gentleman. My friend Matt. Shout out Matt. he had a PS2. He had like, dude, he had PS2. He had NES. He had GameCube, Xbox 360. Dude, the kid had all.
He was a cool friend to have.
He was a great friend to have. And not only did he have these systems, but bro, he had all the games. So he definitely had Simpsons Hit and Run, and
So much
we
fun.
played that a lot. And I don't know if you might be able to beat that, but I play that game a lot. And I still like when I go to test that game today,
Oh yeah.
not like today, but like in, now these days, I'll play for a while. I'll play for at least like 15 minutes.
Yeah, definitely.
So hell yeah.
And that's a game I played a lot too. I mean, I even went through and beat it last summer, I believe,
So
or
you
during
can beat
quarantine or
it.
whatever.
You
I
can.
threw it. Yes, I threw it in my PS2, and that's a game I went through. And it's weird. It's like you like unlock different, like they're not worlds, but like parts of town,
Right.
and it's kind of annoying because you kind of do the same tasks over and over, but in different parts of the town, whether it be getting away from the bad guys or ramming one of the cars till it blows up or collecting the whatever around town. So it gets kind of tedious, but it's a great game.
Nice. Okay, that was a good one.
Awesome.
All right, we got another. Here we go. Played, beaten, or passed. We got Pokemon Red, Blue, or Yellow.
Played.
To what extent?
I played all these as a kid.
Did you beat it?
I think Pokemon. Yeah. I'm gonna put confidence.
Beat the Elite Four.
I'm gonna put confidence in myself that I beat the Pokemon Yellow Elite Four as a kid.
All right.
I am I'm putting money on it that I did. I remember driving home from places like the Palace of Auburn Hills, watching a Pistons game or whatever, and playing that game.
And if you had to guess who was on your team for the win, what Pokemon?
Couldn't tell you. No. I haven't played the game since years and years and years.
Do you know what a Pokemon is?
I know what a Pokemon is.
Okay. All right.
What about you?
No, you. Oh, I mean, I've beaten all those games. Like, I've beaten every single one of those games multiple times.
And I've beaten other Pokemon games too. I think that'd be something fun to go back and play on. Just play for like half hour before bed or something like that. Just kind of calm myself down.
It's
I've got so much just going on in my head daily that's hard to fall asleep.
Game to just zone out to.
Definitely.
Hit me with one.
Contra.
We'll do two more each. Or
Contra on the NES.
Or I'll do one more each. Contra on the NES, I've played, but only emulated.
Okay.
And I've definitely not beaten it. Contra's hard as fuck.
It is a hard game. I've played it.
Really hard. And maybe I'm just bad at games. Well, I am bad at games. But I've definitely played it. It's a cool game. Love Contra. The overall, like, the series is really cool.
Mm-hmm.
So I played it.
Played it. Have not beaten it. Watched my buddy Jake beat it a few times. He loves that game. There's 8 stages, 8 or 9.
Okay.
And I think he just beat it even the other day. He just Snapchat me a picture that I beat it the other day.
Yeah.
So it's a game that we like to play.
That's dope. I like that.
Mm-hmm.
All right. Now the last one for you, my man. No. We're gonna do one and a bonus one.
Okay.
Super Smash Bros. Melee.
Yes, played it. I mean,
did you unlock
that game?
Well, did you unlock all the characters when you were a young lad?
I didn't play it as a young lad.
Oh,
so I didn't own a GameCube or have any friends that had a GameCube. First Smash Bros. Game that I got into was on the Wii.
Oh.
And I went through and did all the stuff on the Wii, kind of where you have to battle the different characters to unlock them, and there's like the story mode, and you go and fight the hand or whatever.
Right. I mean, you had to do shit like that on Melee. So what is your relationship to Melee then?
I've got a graded copy.
No, but have you played the game? Isn't graded, sealed, or CIB? The game is.
I know. I've got it. And it's fun. I enjoy it. But it's like
played it.
It's like I've definitely played it.
Okay.
I enjoy it. But I think it's not my favorite Smash game. It's you always see like your favorite one is usually the one you grew up with. So I grew up with Brawl and put the most time into Brawl.
That's bizarre.
But I definitely like Melee. It's fun. I mean, I like the whole competition aspect around it and how popular it still is.
Competitive still. I got that game on close to launch. It must have been because I got my GameCube for Christmas launch year. and I got Luigi's Mansion and Super Smash Bros. Melee. And that game was sick, and I unlocked every character. I still love that game, but I'm terrible at it. I don't know how to do any of the advanced like moves or any of that shit. I don't
It's
know
a lot
wave
more like
crashing. I
intense than
don't
people
know,
think.
all that crazy shit. I just love playing it, man. It's a party game to me.
Definitely.
But I've played a lot of Smash, so that is cool that at least you played it. You like Brawl, but fair enough. You got one more for me?
Yeah, I'm looking at my kind of shelves around me, kind of trying to think of stuff. And it's a game I just thought that I want to try that I haven't tried yet. Have you played Donkey Kong on GameCube?
Actually, no.
Neither. I mean, I've got the games and I've
That's a
got the
great one.
bongos.
I wouldn't necessarily passed on it, but I've not sucked it out, seeked it out,
Seeked it out.
seeking it out. I've not done any of that. I've not done that. So maybe one day I'll play it.
Yeah,
But
I
for
mean, I
right
like
now,
Guitar Hero.
passed.
I like Guitar Hero. I like Rock Band. So I
Yeah.
think I would give Donkey Konga a shot.
And if you play Donkey Konga, let us know what you think of it. But my last question for you, Kuzi, and I think
Gosh.
I definitely know the answer to this.
It's gonna
But
be
we just
Zelda.
have to reiterate this for the audience. You know what I'm saying? Kuzi, played, beaten, or passed Zelda Ocarina of Time.
I was gonna ask you that. I've passed. I'm not a big Zelda guy. I'm not a big RPG guy. I know we've said it before and everybody hates me for it. I'm not a big RPG guy. It's just, I'm not a big single player guy. I'm not a big RPG guy. So those two things kind of colliding into one game, not my cup of tea.
Fair enough. And so interesting relationship with this game. I heard about my friend's brother playing it for years when this Nintendo 64 came out. I thought it was the coolest thing. Like we saw him playing it a couple of times on the big CRT screen, like that big Sony. We thought it was the coolest shit. We're like, oh my god, like that's Zelda, bro. Like that's so cool. We're like these little kids that just and have no idea. Like if we picked up the controller, we could not do anything.
I watched my buddy beat it over the summer, and I enjoyed watching it.
And so I picked it up maybe. I don't know. At this point, I played it through. I think it was my Wii. Yeah, the Wii had it on the Virtual Shop, I believe, or I played it through a GameCube disc in my Wii.
Okay.
But I played it one of those ways, and I played it on my Wii, and I beat it on my Wii, like when the Wii generation was a thing.
Yeah,
when 10 years ago, maybe. I don't know how long. 7, whatever. Played it then. I played it again since then. Still holds up. Great game. Ocarina of Time. So not a surprise. We knew Kuzi didn't play that game. Let's be honest with ourselves. But that's why we play this game. Play beat or pass.
I like this. We should maybe not do this every episode, but maybe every couple episodes or once a month or something like that. Bring this game back.
Hell yeah. Guys, let us know what you think of this little fun game.
Yeah.
If you liked it, make sure to thumbs this video up on YouTube and like, comment, subscribe, all that.
Follow us if you're on Spotify or wherever else you're listening to.
Spotify, follow us, guys. We appreciate you coming this week. Another week in the books. This is episode 3.
It's been so much fun. I know we've been having a blast recording these, and we hope you guys are having a blast listening to them. As always, DM us on Instagram, at cards_and_cartridges_podcast, and let us know what you thought of this week's episode.
100%, guys. Thank you for listening. Have a great rest of your day, night, week, month, year, everything. Peace.
See ya.